Welcome back to another session from Pro Tools Expert. Got a request through YouTube. Somebody saying, could we show you how to make the piano stop effect that's on the Drake track, The Real Her? And go and have a listen on Spotify or YouTube. You might have the track already, or listen to it on iTunes, and you can hear the effect at the start. And the piano, let me show you the piano first. The piano's doing this. There's two ways you could approach this. The first way is if you have Transfuser, there's a cool trick you can do. You need to get Transfuser and you need to grab, first you need to create an audio version of the piano, and I've done that here. Let me show you how I've done that first. So I've first made a piano part in Expand using a natural grand piano, and then I've copied that, bounced it across to another track here, and I have this version of it in audio. I have that looping piano. Now then I need to get this and I need to grab it and bring it into Transfuser. So I open up Transfuser and I delete out anything I've already got in there. Pick up this audio and drag and drop it in. It'll say how do I want to bring it in. So I'd like to bring it in as a sliced audio, which is top of the list. Come down and play it. There we are. That's it playing just off a note off my keyboard. And then there's a cool plugin, and I wish they'd make it available for Pro Tools as a general plugin. And it's a plugin here called Beat Cutter. And we load in Beat Cutter. And what you want to do first is you want to make sure that it's just totally empty. Otherwise it will actually be doing automated stuff to it. So literally just bring all of this stuff down and get rid of it all. Take your speed to 16 notes as well. And then you want to use this scratch function. And if I play this, and you want to come here to option 6, then here, there it is. So option 6. Now you want to automate that somehow. So the next part of the equation is we're just going to stop this for a minute. I'm going to right mouse click on that, assign it to smart knob number 1, which is here. Then you want to then go up to your automation and make sure that your smart knob is on that list. We've talked about that in other videos, and Mike's talked about it in one of his posts about how you can assign the smart knob. I'm just showing you the way. That's one way of doing it, by using the automation selector up there. So we now have it set, and what I want to do then is I want to come to this track and create a note that will play it round and round in a circle. There's two ways you could do it. You can either play it in, or we could come here to event operations and we could go step input on the sample track and just literally put one note in like that. Then we want to open our automation lane here, and there we see smart knob 1 is now assigned. Now, depending on how this is set, it might be in the center when you get it. You want to bring it all the way down so it's in its disengaged position, and then you want to come to about this bar here and push it up to there. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a triangle out of this rather than a square. Press the Alt key and delete that second one, and then drag this to the center of this bar. And let's have a listen to this now. We'll do the same here on that bar, and we just bring it up. We delete out the second one. You could draw it in as a triangle if you wanted to, but it's just my cheat. You can move them around and change them to get a different tone. Now, some of you may not have Transfuser, so the second way you can do it is use a plugin called Verifi. However, Verifi changed more recently with the AAX version and the later version, and it doesn't always respond as it should. In the earlier versions, it was pretty straightforward. You just marked it up and went to Audio Suite. And it used to be in the DigiDesign folder if you've got the old version, but now it's in the Avid folder as Verifi. You've got this new interface. Now, you've also got this new area here that's got things that says like whole file and time. This relates to, if you want to, in the later versions of Pro Tools, you can actually add additional time when you use Audio Suite. Audio Suite is a process that actually takes an audio file and makes destructive edits to it. So basically, if that didn't have any time on it, if you went into this and changed it, then you tried to pull out the handles later, you wouldn't have, on either side of it, you'd have the untreated non-Audio Suite version. But then this has been added, which is a great cool feature, but it's actually made Verifi act in very odd ways. So what you need to do, because it's slightly buggy, we're not sure if it's a bug, some of us, or whether it's actually supposed to work like that. It shouldn't really need to be told. You really shouldn't need to put this, what I'm going to show you in a minute, to make it work the way it's going to work. So I mark the area I want, which is this bit here, using Command or Control E, depending on whether you're on a Mac or a PC. Then I need to go to Fit to, Slow Down, and On. Then I need this to be at 0. And then I need to hit the render button. And now, listening to that, and then I come to this one, and I Command or Control E again, render that one, and now you have it. Now that, in many of our opinions, is a bug, because you shouldn't need to put that at 0, because if you don't put it at 0, it slides it around. Now that shouldn't be the case. It should keep it and maintain its place. It shouldn't change its pitch. So there we are, that's it working now. When I finish this video, I'm going to make an alternative video as well, which shows you how to install the old version of Verifi, even in Pro Tools 10 if you prefer to use it. So there we are, that's how you get the Real Her piano from Drake. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.